My first experience with Richmond Triangle Players was actually seeing a show as La Cage aux Folles. The next day, I was sitting at my desk and thinking about the performance, and I started to realize that the work that the Triangle Players was doing in bringing these kinds of stories to our community was really, really important.
We had retired and moved to Richmond, and somebody said, you know, you really should go to Richmond Triangle Players because they really do some great stuff.
I had a theater background when I first moved to Richmond, but then I had children come into my life and it became all-consuming in that way. So engaging with Richmond Triangle Players was an opportunity for me to once again be in the theater, in the arts, and in the community.
I heard about Triangle Players, gosh, many years ago when they first started shows at Fieldens. It was a fun thing to do, to actually go and see people like yourself.
So after graduating in 2011 from Theater VCU, me and my best friend Tommy Callan didn't really find any outlet that we could direct, and so we approached Phil Crosby with a plan of sort of creating our own theater company and having RTP be the fiscal agent, but also being able to use their space.
About 3 weeks after I turned 50 years old, I had a stroke. It wasn't a major stroke, but I knew that this was my moment to think about changes. And that's when I got a phone call from Jeff Wells, who reached out to me to ask me if I was interested in being on the board. And my first thought was, this is it. This is one of the things I'm supposed to say yes to.
About a year into sobriety, a friend of mine, Sean Stacy, was directing a show at Richmond Triangle Players. And he knew I had an acting background, and he said, would you be interested in doing this? And inside I'm thinking, this is terrifying. I've not performed in years, and though it's something I love to do, how in the heck am I going to pull this off?
This church is the primary sponsor of the Acts of Faith Festival. Richmond Triangle Players has always taken, with great sincerity, the mission of the Acts of Faith Festival to just get people to think.
Before I got involved with RTP, I was who I was individually. I was part of my family, but I wasn't necessarily part of a broader community. So it really gave me a new place to go, a group of people to interact with.
It became a safe place for me. I was very insecure with my sexuality, and the theater sort of embraced every single part of me as an artist.
A life-changing experience for me, which is what I needed after having had a stroke, sort of a wake-up event.
If it were not for Richmond Triangle Players and really having that first opportunity to get back and do theater, I don't know that I would be doing it today.
I attended the 15th year anniversary celebration, and Michael Gooding, as well as the board, presented their vision of what they would love to have as far as a theater. And lo and behold, driving down Marshall Street one day, I saw a little teeny-weeny for sale by owner sign in the corner of what was at the time Carl's Radiator Shop.
Triangle feels special to me because I'm Jewish. And when you're Jewish, you don't know it, but you're the other. And I think that's very much akin to what it must feel like to be gay. And I want to spend my time supporting the feeling of bringing all the others in so that we're all together.
The community itself within Richmond Triangle Players was an absolute wonderful community.
We sometimes tell stories to our own community, but we also have really increased our audience in the heterosexual community and in allies, helping them understand similarities and differences, as they're both important.
Richmond Triangle Players loves to push it a little bit, and that's what we like. So it just contributes to our dynamic theater scene in Richmond.
It was founded as a gay theater for gay individuals to find a safe space, but what it ended up being was an institution for really great theater for everyone across ages, gender, sexuality, everyone.
They're bringing important issues to light, but they're also having a lot of fun.
I think Richmond Triangle Players, in a weird way, has been able to make some topics less taboo.
Not only did they do really good stuff, but the feel of the place was just welcoming and open.
As a result, people come in the door and they will say, this is the most comfortable theater I've ever been to.
I've never left there without thinking, wow, this is good stuff, making our city better, making us individually better, strengthening us, even encouraging us in faith and life.
I'm from Richmond. I grew up here. I've lived here all my life back when I was a kid. I mean, it was not accepting to be gay. RTP has helped bridge that gap between, the conservative straight Richmond and the gay community.
There are so many more stories to tell about how people's lives have been affected by Richmond Triangle Players.
We're really making an impact in the theater community.
It may be a small theater, but it's got a large footprint and it makes a big impression, and I'm proud of them for that.
The 25th anniversary of the Richmond Triangle Players is very exciting, and there's so much to celebrate looking back at the rich history and all that the group has achieved.
Now that LGBTQ lives are more mainstreamed into the community, people have asked me whether or not the purpose for Richmond Triangle Players is past. And I say, it is never past. We have to continue to tell these stories every chance we get. Just because the times are good now doesn't mean they're going to be good in another year. Political tides change, morality changes, and it's really important that we're here every year telling our stories of diversity and inclusion as loud and proud as we can.